Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. This is the last Friday of this Ramadan, and it's one of the last days of this month. Remember, Ramadan is the holiest month for the Muslims, and the last 10 days are the holiest part, the best part of this month, and Friday is the best day for the Muslims. So it's a very special day in many ways. It occurs in the last part of Ramadan, the best part of Ramadan. It occurs in the best month, and it is the best day. So let's try and leave Ramadan in the most pleasant way. Now, one of the most pleasant ways is, of course, by reading the Quran, by doing extra prayers, by being better in behavior. But there's one thing that we should not lose sight of. It is that no matter what you do, no matter how you try, your fast is never perfect. Only Allah is perfect. But Allah has given us one way to make our fast perfect. The Prophet told us that at the end of Ramadan, we have to give Zakat, a charity. Zakat literally means elation, improvement, purification. Here it means that kind of charity that you give to the needy. So if you don't give that charity to those who need it, to those who deserve it, I'm afraid your fasting is not complete. It waits between you and the sky. It doesn't go up to God. To make it ascend to God, do give that charity. Very simple, very cheap. It consists in giving the main food, a kind of food that people consume locally. If you happen to be in a place where the most popular food or one of the kinds of food is rice, then give it in rice. If you happen to be in a place where dates are the best food or the most common food, then give it in dates, and so on. In Morocco, it is common to give it in wheat, but it's not the only commodity we give. You can give rice, you can give wheat, you can give corn, and so on. But it has to be a non-perishable kind of food because the person who receives it should be able to store it for several weeks or several months to come. In the recent years, our honorable scholars have suggested that because life has become increasingly complex and diversified, then it is possible to give its value in money, in currency, to those who need it. And they have even made it specific. It's about 12 dirhams. It's almost nothing. 12 dirham for each person. For example, if I'm a father who takes care of 5 souls, wife, 3 children, and myself, then I have to give 5 portions of it to the needy. Okay, so what about the money? Well, the worth of that is a minimum of 12 dirhams, they say. But it can go up to more than that if you want to, in principle, give a good commodity, for example, expensive rice. So 2.5 kilograms of that, you just make a calculation and give the money if you want to give it in currency. Because you see, the wisdom of this charity is to make food ready for the needy. They should not go out and beg. It's a Eid, it's a special day. Everybody should be happy. Nobody should worry about their stomach. So you have to give them a consumable kind of food. So in big cities, especially these days, how many women, how many people are able to get wheat, then obtain the flour, knead it, bake it, without needing the services of the others, without waiting in long queues, etc. It's a difficult thing. So rather than miss this opportunity to give them the chance to eat well, have enough food for themselves and their children, you can either give an easier kind of commodity or give them the money. So do whichever your heart feels content with. But the most important thing is that you have to do it not because you want to do it. It's those people's right in your money. It's God's right. It is a duty towards God, a duty towards those people to give it away. Unless you give it, you will not have a perfect and accepted fast. So it's nothing much and nothing too much. So go ahead and give it to me. So sometimes the people who deserve it are not easy to find locally, and they need some kind of transportation to get it to them. If you want to give it in substance, not in currency. So our honorable scholars have said you can give it a day or 2 or 3 days ahead of time, so that you make sure that the day of Eid people get it and take advantage of it. So remember, it's their duty, it's their right, it is your duty, and you have to do it, and you have to make sure you feel them that it is their right. Okay, before we terminate this series, I want to draw your attention to something. This is the end of Ramadan. When Ramadan is over, we should not put away our Quran copies. We should not say, okay, we're done with worshipping, we're done with extra worshipping, with reading the Quran. Ramadan is there only to purify us, to make us better people. And therefore, we don't worship Ramadan, we worship God. Ramadan is just a context that helps us to become better people. And if we don't become better people towards the end and after the end of Ramadan, that means we haven't done a good fast. We haven't been successful in our fast. Ramadan is certainly the best month of the year, and the mercy of God is multiplied in Ramadan, but the mercy of God does not stop at the end of Ramadan. Allah is ever merciful. If you happen not to do as you would have wished to do in Ramadan, it's never too late. Ramadan is there to help us, and inshallah, hopefully, the rest of the days will be a good opportunity, a good time for you to act as a good Muslim and to act as Allah wants you to act. I hope we meet again, inshallah, another Ramadan in better circumstances. And I hope that soon, inshallah, this pandemic disappears and we get back to normal life. This is just a test from Allah, and hopefully, inshallah, the results will be good and will make us better people. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you.